And welcome to the latest edition of Married with Children documentary. I'm delighted this evening to be joined by the one and only Devin DeVasquez, who played the role of Vicky in season 3, episode 6, Her Cups Runneth Over. And I suppose, Devin, I want to start off by asking you, I know you were an actress, you were a model in the 80s, and you appeared in you appeared in Playboy, you appeared in different other entities as well, and in terms of being an actress. How did the opportunity come about for you to get involved in Married with Children?
Well, Married with Children was a new Fox sitcom at the time. It was a first, I think, Fox sitcom, and this was in 1989, and I got the call for the audition. And I had to play a woman in a lingerie store that I took my bra off on primetime television for the first time. It never been done before. And it caused such a controversy because a Michigan housewife wrote in that the show was very distasteful for 8 o'clock at night. When children were watching television, and they wanted to take the show off the air. Apparently, my episode helped save the show. I was told by Ed O'Neill that because of my episode, they were going to get canceled, and they stayed on the air because it got so much controversy. They kept playing the episode over and over on the news, and the Michigan housewife who wrote in and caused the controversy, it just made the show more popular. But I was indeed the first woman to take my bra off on primetime television, and Al fainted, of course, in that scene because he was searching for Peggy's favorite bra, and I asked him, are you straight? And he said yes. And I said, do you think my boyfriend would like this? And he goes like this, and I was like, or do you think he'd like it better without the bra, like this? And you just see me take it off from the back. Actually, they filmed in front of a live audience, and because it was in front of a live audience, they actually had me in a secure location where only Ed O'Neill could see me, and I had pasties on, but the rest of the audience could only see me on the monitor. So that's the way it was back then. And it was a big controversy, and it kept the show on for 11.
If you were my boyfriend, would you like this? Will he like it? Or do you think he'd like it better without the bra, like this? Yeah, you're right. I don't need the bra.
Devin, you mentioned that, and in terms of being an actress, they say publicity, there's no such thing as bad publicity in terms of being an actress. And I suppose that sort of sequence for you, I suppose it sort of made primetime news all over the States as sort of such, and you were appearing all over. Did you sort of think, was there a bit of a strain attached to it as well, emotionally, at the time?
No, I just remembered Ed O'Neill and the cast saying, your episode helped keep us on the air. They were so grateful and happy. And most of my work has been comedy. I was in Can't Buy Me Love with Patrick Dempsey, Low Down Dirty Shame with Keenan Ivory Wayans and Jada Pinkett. And you know, House 2 was my first movie. I played the sacrificial virgin. So most of my work has been comedy. And I actually always wanted to do a sitcom. So being on that episode was quite fun.
Yeah, and I suppose Married with Children, the content and the material and the writing is so great in terms of the one-liners and the jokes and that. I suppose anyone that has spoken to us so far that's been on the sitcom in terms of Married with Children, they all seem to say the same thing, that they had a great time. The cast was very friendly, the main cast, they really enjoyed their time. There was good fun, there was good banter, it was a nice place to work in, light-hearted, and no one seems to have bad memories of their time on Married with Children. Is that the same case for you?
Yes, most definitely. I worked a week and it was great fun, and I have nothing but fond memories of doing that show.
And in terms of
Ed O'Neill is a very serious person in real life. He was not, we became friends, and he was not the character he played at all. He was really a very serious actor. So I was surprised to learn that. And everyone was just wonderful to work with.
And I suppose, Devin, you in terms of being a model, you're used to modeling sort of different sort of outfits and different sort of lingerie, different sort of costumes as well. When you saw the costume that Married with Children presented you, that you sort of wanted to wear, were you a bit sort of taken back that this was going to be seen on national TV, or did you see it the line of work, or did you saw, well, that goes with the show, it has that sort of sexy, raunchy sort of nature to it, is geared to a male audience, a 16 to 35-year-old demographic, and that sort of came with the show?
Well, that was what was so controversial about that show at the time. In 1989, you didn't see anything quite like that on television. It's rather tame today, but back then it was very, very risque. And like I said, they wouldn't even show me doing the scene in front of the live audience when they taped it. They kind of put me in a booth by myself to do that scene, so only Ed O'Neill saw me and the audience on the screen. So yes, it was very controversial, but I think that's what sold the show. That's what made the show. Tom Brokaw, which was a very accredited, acclaimed journalist, was speaking about that scene. It was on Entertainment Tonight. They kept showing the scene over and over again, and that's what got the show a lot of attention, and the controversy is what kept it on the air. So I think that was a good thing.
And I suppose that, Devin, so many actresses have appeared in Married with Children. We think of Tiffany Thiessen from Saved by the Bell. We think of Denise Richards, Pamela Anderson, Tia Carrera, Victoria Fuller. Take an example, Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas. So many people have appeared as actresses in Married with Children. To be part of that assembly and cast, is a sort, you still treasure that sort of moment? Is it one of the most happier moments of your career so far to have appeared in that sitcom?
Well, like I said, I was the reason why it stayed on the air. So I think that I came along before all of those other girls did, because they were going to cancel the show. So I feel that my appearance was a very important one for that show. In fact, I've heard the producers talk about my appearance in documentaries previously. So you just told me a whole list of girls I didn't even know had made appearances on Married with Children. But I think if you did your research, you would find that they all came after me.
After you. And I suppose, Devin, in terms of Married with Children, you appeared on the sort of show as such in early season 3. Did you ever feel that there might be another opportunity to guest star in the show again, or were you just happy with appearing in that one episode? Did you know it was just going to be a one episode sort of take?
Like I said, it was a new show, so I didn't look at it as anything further than what it was. It obviously opened the door for a lot of beautiful, sexy girls to be on the show afterwards. But yes, it was definitely a important part of my career.
And I suppose, Devin, in terms of Married with Children as such, when you see your episode come on the TV screens at home, and I suppose you've seen it down through the years, do you watch back? Do you sort of chuckle? Does it bring back nostalgia feelings for you? Do you start to sit back and laugh and say, hey, that was good fun, there were good times? And does it bring you back to sort of a happy place?
Of course. It was totally fun. Yeah, of course.
And I suppose in terms of being an actress, to know that episode has appeared all over the world, it's been subtitled in different sorts of languages, to know that people in Argentina, Brazil, South Africa, England, Germany, France, Ireland, UK, Scandinavia, all have seen you and seen that sort of episode as such, so they're all familiar with Vicky as sort of such in Married with Children, having seen that episode. Does that bring you a great sense of pride, a great sense of joy?
I am very surprised to hear that it's been seen by so many people all over the world. I honestly had no idea. The three things that I have been best known for has been, of course, Playboy, Star Search, Can't Buy Me Love, and I did not know that Married with Children was this popular, because most people know the movie I did, Society, with Billy Warlock, a very strange movie. And it's very popular in Scotland. I was in Scotland for that movie, but I did not have any inkling that Married with Children was this popular around the world. So this is a big surprise to me.
Okay. And I suppose, Devin, lastly, before I let you go, in terms of Married with Children, if someone put the character Vicky into Married with Children encyclopedia, let's say they were doing an encyclopedia of all the characters that appeared in Married with Children throughout the years, and they asked every actor or actress who's played their part to write a brief description underneath the character, and they came to you and they said to you, Devin DeVasquez, you played the role of Vicky, we want you to write 2 sentences to describe her. What would you like those 2 sentences to read?
A very seductive girl who wanted to please her boyfriend.
A very seductive girl who wanted to please her boyfriend. And it's very delighted to speak to you, Devin DeVasquez, there today, this evening, to relive your moments playing Vicky in Married with Children. Obviously, one of the founding members of the Girls of Married with Children. You set the tone for the rest of them to come along. So, in very much, I won't mock by saying the grandmother of the sort of show, but very much the first angel of Married with Children to come along. Devin, a pleasure talking to you. We wish you a prosperous 2021, prosperous times in this pandemic, and we'll always be remembered for season 3, episode 6 of Married with Children, Her Cups Runneth Over. That sequence, you playing the character Vicky, that sequence between yourselves and albundy. Pleasure talking to you, Devin, and we wish you a prosperous new year.
Thank you, Jim. You too.
Take care.
Bye-bye.